Hey, great Sunday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Says up Mascoro Jr. with Manufacturing Home Sales Mastery in with our 15 minutes of mastery like we do each and every day. Coming in to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation to get your day started off on the right foot. As always, we want to make sure that we're getting you ready for the day, even on a Sunday, right? Because Sundays we talk about it's all about reflecting on the week that was, planning out the week that's coming ahead, and making sure that you are ready to go. And today we want to talk about time management, man. Managing our time. Where do we get the time? How can we get everything done? Caesar, it's just tough. We get walk-ins. We have all these things that happen. And so how are we supposed to be able to stay on task? And that's a fair question. Because in manufactured home sales or in any type of sales, I know that people are walking in and out the door. You've got to take a customer when you weren't expecting to have one, things of that nature, right? So anyway, today's quote comes from Paul J. Meyer that says, "Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort." Intelligent planning and focused effort. But you won't have intelligent planning or focused effort if you're not committed to excellence. So first it starts off with what are you committed to? What level of achievement, what level of service, what level of being are you committed to? Do you just want to be okay? You just want to be all right? Or are you committed to excellence? Because if you're committed to excellence, now you'll be able to have intelligent planning and focused effort because it takes that focus. It takes knowing what you're trying to get accomplished to be able to stay on task or get things done, manage your time, and be sure that you're being as effective as possible. Because, man, if not, your day will get eaten up easily. You'll lose track of what's going on. You'll just have the issues that are going to always be a problem with being able to manage your time. And so we want to make sure that we're addressing that for you guys. Okay, because time management, it's being able to allocate your time. Right. A lot of times, well, what does time management mean? It's allocating your time so that you maximize your productivity, your efficiency, and the results. It's not just about keeping a schedule. It's not just having a sheet of paper that says, okay, at this time I'm going to do this, at this time. It's not just about that. It's being able to prioritize the tasks that are going to directly contribute to closing deals. That's it. We talk about it all the time, right? Moving the needle forward. You got to move the needle forward. So, what is moving the needle forward? Closing deals and growing the pipeline, new business and closing down existing business. So, in your case, managing your time is about prioritizing tasks. And so when you do that, it ensures that you're spending the right amount of time on those high impact activities, on the high leverage activities. Which what are the high leverage activities? If you sell manufactured homes, marketing, follow up, pushing your pipeline, and of course, always improving, getting better, learning. That's got to be part of your daily tasks, something that you're always getting done, right? But you can't get bogged down. Excuse me, you can't get bogged down by less productive tasks. And that's what happens to too many of us. It's happened to me. Sometimes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, even now, sometimes I'll find the great thing about now is that I'm aware of it. I notice when I'm allowing myself to get pulled in a different direction. And I have to get myself back on task and moving forward, right? Because we want to be moving the needle forward, closing deals, getting new business. Those are the main things, right? But why do so many of us struggle with time management? Well, we're reactive. We're operating in reactive mode. We're not on the offensive. We're reacting to everything, right? And so distractions, that lack of priorities, and then sometimes you're just so overwhelmed with all the little things that need to get done, which can lead to poor time management. If you're one of those folks that likes to keep a legal pad with everything that has to get done, right? Your to-do list, so to speak. Okay. And you write everything out there. I'm sure you're going to have a list a mile long. That's what happens to most of us when we do that. And you have to be able to put all of those things down in one place where you know the things that are pending, things that need to get done. I completely understand that. But you can't work off that list. That's the main thing. You can't work off that list. Okay. Because when you don't have a disciplined approach, it's easy to let other tasks overshadow the important tasks. Okay. Which leads to inefficiencies and you miss opportunities and things of that nature. Andy Frisella, whom I've learned a whole bunch from. I've learned from a lot of folks just online, following them over the years and getting to better understand how they got to their levels. So Andy Frisella talks about his win the day, right? Top 5 things that need to get done. That's why if you notice every morning on my social, not only do I post the time we get started working, but there's a comment every time, win the day. That comes from Andy Frisella. We want to win each and every day, as many days as possible, every day, every month. So you have your 5, what he calls critical tasks. And that's what I encourage everyone to do. We were talking about it last week in Tampa with that group of ladies that we were training with is when you're in a community, especially, I know there's tons of things, residents coming about this, community needing that, so many things that you have to get done. And I'm sure there's a list that just goes on and on and on. But you have to pick the top 5 for that day. What needs to get done that day? Pick your top 5 out of that list, and that's it. That's what gets done so that you can still allocate time for marketing, calls, pushing existing pipeline, and getting better. And here's the thing. When you stop to think about it, if you do put everything in legal pad, I'm sure you don't have 1,000 things to get done for your community or for your retail, for your dealership. Maybe 30, 40 if things are really messed up and haven't been addressed. Okay. If you're knocking 5 of them out a day, and when I mean 5 a day, that means to completion. Because here's the thing, what you also have to be aware of is this. Too many times do we look at a task and say, oh my gosh, that's going to take me so long. When in reality, you're not going out there and digging ditches yourself. You're not going out there and running electrical wiring to a house. You're not going out there and installing an AC or putting a house together. You may have to call about getting that done. You may have a customer that has an issue with something that's going on that you need to make a phone call or two to make sure those things are being addressed by the people who handle that. But in reality, each and every one of those tasks, now you may have to create a form, you may have to do something. I get that. That may take you a little bit. But the majority of your tasks are, when you really stop to think about it, 3 to 5 minute things. And so if you did 5 a day, that's half an hour of your day in reality. If you just applied yourself to make sure that you got the right people on the phone, got them in contact with each other, and you move on to the other thing. You get yourself, take that task to completion. Don't let it linger. But that takes being focused on what you're getting done. But if you really stop to think about it, it does not take that much time. I was with a retail dealership a few months ago, and one of the guys was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to, not that he said he wasn't going to be able to work on making phone calls, but he just was telling me that he had quite a bit of files he needed to work on. He needed to order some air conditioning units for the homes. And so I said, well, what do you have to do that? And he said, well, we have to fill out this form. I said, okay, well, how long does it take to fill out that form? There's only 4 files. Well, each one of them takes me about half an hour. I'm like, why half an hour? Well, I've got to go and get this information here, and I got to go and get this information there. And I'm like, man, it just doesn't make sense, right? So I said, give me one of those files. And I filled the form out, never seen that form, never knew what information had to be on there. And I got it done. I think it was like 6 or 7 minutes. I said, dude, if I can get this thing done, the first one, never having seen this, never having done this in my life, in 6 7 minutes, I know that you, who've been here for 4 years, can get it done in like 2 to 3. It's just those things that we tell ourselves in our head. We think that it's going to take longer. Why? Because we're not focused. Just like we talk about, we have to gain our customers' focus to be able to be influential. You need to be focused on the task at hand to be influential. And what is influential in getting stuff done? It's taking it to completion. So first, get focused. Zero in on that, knock it out, get it done, get it out of the way. What are the benefits? Why would I want to be that kind of person? Well, it increases your productivity, first of all. Okay. It's going to reduce the stress. You don't have all these things overwhelming you. You don't feel like I've got to get 1,000 things done today. It improves the relationships with your customers because you're being effective. You're being able to handle things. You can focus in on the new buyers that are in front of you because you're not distracted with these other things that you didn't get done. Right. So that greater focus allows you now to be able to be more influential with them, win new business, which you said was the priority, new business, closing deals. Right. And you also get to have a little better work-life balance. We already talked about how we're in the office so much time already as it is. Then to take the work home when you don't own the place. You own the place, different story. I completely understand. You're going to have to get some work done in the mornings before you go to the office, in the office, and then afterwards. I know, believe me, I know. But even as general manager, guys, you should be able to close that window. You get home, you're home with the family. So you get that better work-life balance. And that's what we want to make sure that you guys are just being as effective as possible. You're not missing opportunities and you're just in on the offense, not reacting to these things. And it takes strategic planning. I'm telling you right now, write out all if you have not done it yet, write out all the tasks, all your little to-do items, write them all down on one sheet of paper, on the back, whatever, however much paper you need, however many you have. I don't think you're going to have more than 30 or 40 of them. I'd be curious to see somebody's list that you got more than 30 items that need to get done. If you've got more than 30, it's because you hadn't been doing anything with those things before this. Just saying. But anyways, put them all down. And then as you start planning your days, it takes planning your days. It takes being focused, planning your days. You start planning your days, pick 5 of those for tomorrow, Monday. And then Tuesday rolls around, get another 5 knocked out. And then Wednesday, get another 5 knocked out. And you'll see by the end of the week, you've knocked out 25 things. You're almost done. Yes. Are there going to be other things being added? Yes, but it doesn't seem as overwhelming because you're actually being effective. All right. So what are the top 5 ways to be able to improve your time management? First and foremost, we talked about that focus, right? So you need to know what the outcome is. You have to have clear goals. What am I needing to get knocked out today, Sunday? And then tomorrow, Monday, what do I need to get knocked out? Plan that out today. It's Sunday recharge. Get it done. Plan out your week. Plan out the week. Write all those lists. Write that list out and plan out what are the top 5. What are the top 5 priorities for each day? There may be something you may have to replace based on what happened that day, right? But for right now, plan it out so you are in control. You're running your day. It's not running you. So have clear goals for the day, all right? Prioritize your task, critical tasks. Already talked about it. Make sure you have your 5 critical tasks that need to get done. And remember, on top of those 5 things, you got to market, you got to make phone calls, you got to push your pipeline, and you got to train. And in between all of that, you sit with the customer. But I promise you, I mean, if you're sitting even with one customer a day, you're not selling them all. But if hopefully you're selling at least 2 of them, that's 8 hours of your week. You still have another 32 if you're working 40 hours a week. If you're only working 40 hours a week, I know you guys in retail are working more than that, and you probably can cut that down if you started doing this. Okay, but 40 hours a week, you sell 2 houses. These are 32 hours to knock everything else out. I know you're not making phone calls for 32 hours. Believe me, I know you're not. Okay, so in those other 32 hours, you can knock out 25 tasks during the week. Remember, they're 5 minutes each. What's 25 times 5? I don't know, 100 something. I'm not 125, I think. So you need to make sure 2 hours worth of work in your tasks. There's 10 hours. Okay. Marketing, probably half an hour a day, if that. So there goes what, 2.5 hours. You're down to I'm not good, really. 28 hours. Training for half an hour a day. You're down to 25 hours. Pushing your pipeline, let's call it 2 hours a day, 10 hours. So you're down to 18. That leaves you 18 hours for calls. We did our tasks. We did our training. We did our marketing. We pushed the pipeline. You did everything that needed to get done. The only thing that's left is phone calls. And that's 18 hours still left in your week on a 40-hour week. Don't tell me you don't have time to do it. It's about blocking your time. Block that time, minimize your distractions, stop scrolling on your phone, and review and reflect. That which gets measured gets improved. You want to improve that, measure everything that you're getting done. That, my friends, is how you can take control of your week, your day, your month. Go out and win the day. Get as many things done as you possibly can within reason. 5. I mean, it's 5 a day, right? But being able to manage your time, that's where the time comes from. You running your day. And if there's a way that we can help you here at Manufacturing Home Sales Mastery, which I know there is, if you would like our help, I guess is the question, reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to help you take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level. We don't just show you how to sell. We handle everything else that goes around it, such as time management as well. Being able to work the bottom of the funnel. Want to know more about that? Reach out to us. We'll help you get it done so that you can maximize each and every day. Hope you guys have a great Sunday. All right. Spend time with the family, recharge, get ready for the week, and attack. We're starting a new month, September. August is out of the way. How did that end up? How did you end up with your goals? Hopefully you crushed them. If not, we have to get it done this month. Talk to you guys soon. As always, I can't wait to meet you.